Good evening, good evening, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, family. I am Robert Stroger, pastor of New Life Changing Christian Center, and next to me is my lovely wife, Robin.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, family.
And we have our special guest back.
Once again.
Yeah, the Thompsons.
Thomases.
I keep messing that up all the time.
Oh my God.
But good evening, family. We got Marcus and Najee with us today. Say hello to everybody.
Hello.
Y'all say hello.
Hola, como esta?
All right, we're gonna keep going on our I guess I didn't have a title for this, but it's basically going down to marriages, right? To relationships. Tonight we're talking about relationships. Last week we talked about friendship, right? And friendship going into relationship, we're gonna talk about marriage because we got a young married couple online and us, the older folks that's been married for a little bit. They act like we haven't been together that long, but 18 years is a decent amount of time, isn't it?
I think so.
I know it ain't been 52 or 60,
but
like
it's been 18.
Yeah. That's a minute, right?
Right.
That's going on almost 20 years.
Yeah,
that'd be next year. Not next year, but year after that, right? 2026, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So
we are playing something.
Yeah, we do something big.
That's big.
Yeah, it is big.
Okay, y'all invited.
Yes. So tonight we're gonna jump right here in, and we try not to be here long. We were talking about the friendship and how we're talking about best friends, right? And how in couples and in the marriages, how guys, the men and women, the man and the woman should be best friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? Should be best friends. And I know some people may not agree with that, but I don't understand how you can be with somebody and laying in the bed together, sharing everything together, and living in under the same roof all the time, and not be that's not be your best friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how, like I said, you what's the word? Cohabitate. You share everything, right? And how can you not be my best friend?
Right.
You know what I mean? Why would I go outside the household to even talk about personal items, right? A personal thing. I should be able to talk to you right in the home, right? Because the home should be the safe place, correct? That should be your zone where you come in and it's safe. You know what I mean? Outside, it's a little unsafe. You know what I mean? It's a little unsafe, meaning when you start giving out information to others.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can be a little unsafe, but it should be comfortable and safe in the house.
But they say, I never knew who they were, but they say some things you don't want to share with your spouse. Like, excuse me, it's so funny. We were having this conversation today at work, and the guys, some of the older, and these are older guys, they've been married 30 and 40 years. It was like, it's just some things that I'm just not going to share with my wife. Like, I need to tell my boy, or, you know what I'm saying, or someone else. And I was just listening like, oh, wow. So, I mean, I understand that there are, man things for you to talk about. And I get that. You know what I'm saying? I get that. And just like, I have, lady things to talk about, what I'm saying? But however, if that my persons are not available, I'll be like, you're going to have to hear this today. I mean, that's just me.
Right.
And I ain't saying everybody's relationship got to be like that. I'm just saying I didn't like the blanket statement, like men have to do that, or women have to do this. And I'm like, nah, because I talk to Rob about everything. It doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? And even when he probably don't feel like hearing it, I'm like, you gonna have to listen today and act like you like it. You know what I mean? And act like you're engaged, like, you know what I'm saying? Nod your head,
right,
and stuff like that. And so that's the best friend mode. I just feel like there's nothing that can be that's too much or too little for your best friend.
That's true. Yeah. I agree. And I hear like what you're saying. Someone
Mhm.
said at your job, and if they're not, it's kind of funny. It's kind of it goes plays both ways because then that individual may not be in a certain place mentally or spiritually where they need to be to discuss.
Okay.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's
And
good.
so they may have to discuss it. But I look at it like this: if you're willing to lay, and we grown ups to have sex and lay down, we're gonna have sexual intercourse. What am I hiding from you? You understand what I'm saying? Because that's the most intimate thing to share with somebody is their body, right? And so we have laid down and we doing all this, but I'm gonna say, "Oh, I'm gonna keep this from you." Well, you didn't share all that, and y'all have intertwined and come together, and y'all have transferred with one another and to become as one. You know what I'm saying? And I may see it on some men may not be able to discuss or afraid that something is going to be a backlash or come back later on, and the female that he's with, she may throw stuff back in his face or things of the past. But to me, things of the past is of the past. I don't need to bring up things of the past, things I've done in the past. But I've learned from that, and now we move forward. But I don't understand how we cannot discuss everything. You understand? Because that affects. Because if I'm holding off and I'm blocking, then you will see it. Then it's going to affect the house. If something is hurting me that bad, you know what I mean? Something is holding on that bad, and I should be able to tell you stuff because you should be able to know me. And I know you. You know what I mean? Like I see you, I watch you, I pay attention to you, vice versa. And even as we have gotten older, I see the difference in you and myself.
Yeah.
That we have grown, we matured in things, and we still maturing, and we evolving. You know what I mean? Some things we used to do, we do now. Some things we didn't do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Vice versa.
like,
so you grow and mature with one another. To me, I can play, and I'm not knocking it, but you know, some people may not be at a stage. Some men, let me say that they can talk and open up because a lot of men, you know, we don't like opening up. We don't like talking. You know, we got into the marriage for the institution of the marriage. That's my wife. I'm the husband, and we do the so-called roles. You guys know what I'm saying? Yeah. We just fly with that. But anything personal, I'm gonna take it outside. How y'all feel about that? I know we supposed to be talking about relationship, but that's good.
I mean, I feel like you should be able to talk to your spouse, whether it's male or female, about anything. And maybe for some people, like you said, that don't work, but you should feel comfortable enough to maybe turn that I'm your husband, I'm your wife off, and be able to talk to someone just as a friend. Because maybe the perspective is different than husband and wife versus being best friends. Like you, since like as a person, you're a mom, you're a sister, a best friend, so you wear those different hats. But in a marriage, you can wear those different hats as well, and you can separate being a partner from being a best friend at the moment, just to have a simple conversation that somebody may not feel comfortable about.
And to hop on that, I think that society has warped our minds. Okay, we can't talk about everything with our spouse because it's not appropriate to do so. We got to go talk to our friend on the outside about it because they're going to understand it better because they're this, they're that. It's a mentality thing. Like you said, you have to be mature enough to say, you know what, this is my best friend. If I can lay down and watch her drool tonight, you don't drool, but if I can watch her drool tonight, I can talk to her about anything. You know,
Right.
and I know with us, we created this bubble for us, and that's our safe space. We talk in that bubble. This is our time to talk about whatever we want to talk about in this bubble here, right? And I don't care about who hears about it. That's that. They're gonna let them talk about outside. But in this house here, in this bubble here, this is our space to talk about everything. What happened today? What we're uncomfortable within each other. What we want to prove with each other. Even how we're feeling in those moments. How we feel insecure about this, that, and the third. This is our space here to talk about it here. I can't talk to my friends about that because the intimacy is here. Right? I'm not sleeping with them on that. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't just physically sleep with them. I'm not waking up next to them people. I wake up next to her.
Correct.
So if I can tell about the dream I had, which was really weird last night, I had a really weird dream. I said take a week off. But it was really, really weird about it, right? I can't, they don't look like I'm stupid. You know, it was really, I'll tell you too when we get off the sea. It was really funny. But that's the foundation we set when it comes to the open communication. Like you said, it's just one of those things that you got to be mature enough to say, let me pull back this veil here, because this intimacy here. You know, I've given you me, and I'm hidden. She's in my naked truth. So what am I keeping from her? You know, but,
that is correct, and it's trust.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to trust one another. That I can talk to you.
Yeah.
That we can talk to one another, and it won't be a judgment. It won't go outside the house. It won't be a throwback if you have a disagreement later on down the line. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be in the fear of if I tell her or him this, they're gonna throw this back on me and they're gonna look at me a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or she's not gonna look at me as a man or something like that. But that's your friend. Your friend should be encouraging for you, even if you're feeling uncomfortable about maybe the conversation or something that you know what I'm saying. It goes back and forth. Mm-hmm. That's why I sort of like I understand, but then on the flip side I disagree.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think it should stay right here because this is a unit. This is one, as the word said. Marriage, you become one flesh, right? So I'm understanding her and who she is as a female, and vice versa, and we're learning one another. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant. It never stops, right? Because as you get older, and experiences in your life, and as you transition, children, things like that, everything changes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not going to stay the same. Just like you guys, as children come, you're not going to be the same because now you got to focus on that. You got to keep everything together. And so it's a never ending situation. We have blended family, and that's something that was a whole something totally different. We raised the kids together. They all have gotten older and graduate high school, college, going to school now. So now we're in a different level in our lives. You know what I mean? Some people may think we just started. I'm like, no, we've been doing this, baby. You know what I mean? We've been doing this for a minute, and it's been situations, struggles, battles, not with one another, but with the situation. And we stayed in it, and we said, this is what we're going to do. And these children, we're gonna make sure they straight, right? And now we on a different situation. Now the grandparent part, and I have taken, even though like Ebony is not my biological child,
right.
I still look at them as that's my baby,
correct.
right. Ebony is a daughter because that's my baby, and I feel the attachment, right. And so that's another process in it.
Yes,
and it's constantly. And we got the 19-year-old that's left,
right,
which is biologically mine, but. He looks at you as a mother and appreciates you as a mother. So it's so awesome in that. So that's another. You see the maturity, you see him growing. And so I'm learning more and more, right? And we're growing. The kids are learning and seeing things different. So it's never ending. Like I think sometimes we look at marriage and relationship as, okay, I know him. I know that person. That's it. You know what I mean? No. I'm learning you more now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You look different than what we met. I look different than when we first met. My actions are different. Jobs have changed. Things have changed. So it's complete. I know my husband. No, you don't.
Right. That's good.
And I know my wife. You have no idea. She could flip tomorrow. He could flip tomorrow. He could say, you know what? I've been eating this food just to please you. And really, I don't like it. And this is the first time I said it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to hurt your feelings. Right. But now we've been together.
Right.
I don't like it.
I don't really like that.
I don't really like that.
So I mean, that's so good.
But you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm using that example. But
but that's a part of the growing together. And that was another conversation that I was having today. This is just coincidental. But I'm like, you change every day. Like I'm not. Things I thought about yesterday, today I woke up, had a totally different thought about it. You know what I'm saying? So like my emotion or my feel about it or whatever is totally different. And so Just like, you know, if you have a thought, you thinking about something, you processing something, let me sleep on it. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. You get a different thought. It's because tomorrow you're different. You know what I'm saying? You are in a different place tomorrow. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. And so I'm like, no. And they're like, no. I mean, they are who they are. You know, I'm like, yes. Okay. I am who I am, but I'm still changing. You know what I'm saying? I'm ever changing.
You're evolving.
And I'm involved, right?
Yeah.
I'm evolving. And then you have to, when it's a person that you really love, you allow them the space to change
To evolve.
and to evolve. Right.
That's the exciting
That's the
part.
best word.
That's
I
the
guess,
turn
yeah.
on. That's the excitement.
But for some people, it's annoying in the relationship.
Because
And that's
they're not grown.
right. I guess so. Because
what I'm
they're like, no, get back down here. We don't do that. We don't do all that. You know what I'm saying? Like you being too bougie, or you being uppity, or you being this, or you being that. And you know, and I just say, you know, people will keep you in a box that they can manage you in. And so when you get into a relationship that allows you to blossom and be who, you know what I'm saying, who you can really be, then you can wake up tomorrow and say, you know what, Rob, I don't like when you do that. Or I don't like when, you know what I'm saying? I know, like you just said, I know you do that, but I just did it because, you know, you like it, but I don't like that anymore. You know, and I would be like, oh shoot, really? You know, but see, now I'm gonna be like, well, why would you let me do this for 10 years and you ain't like that? You know what I mean? Or what have you. But I mean, I just, you know, it's not very it's not what you call it, like you don't find that kind of genuine, authentic relationships, you know, where you can be allowed to be. If you know, if you know, in all of my changes and all of my evolving, I may not be understanding stuff about myself, that he will come to me and say, nah, I think this is what's happening, Robin. You know, and then I'll be like, you know what? Dang, you may be right. I didn't even think about that. Like, you know, instead of going into my funk with me, now I could be acting real funky and then he can act funky. Now we going our opposite ways. Like, why are we doing that? You know what I mean? But the relationship is so important. Like the friendship, like you were saying, Najee, that was, you know, kind of deep what you were saying, how you can just kind of turn, you know, okay, don't be my husband right now, just be my friend, because I need to just vent right here, you know. And that's real good. I mean, because you don't, in relationships, you don't have that in these, you know, so-called, I guess, situations that you have with people. They don't give you that. You know what I'm saying? You can try to, you know, get your venting out or talk about something. They're going to bring it back on themselves. Your best friend, you know what I'm saying, will allow you, will listen, and then can give you, I don't want to say it, like authentic feedback, positive feedback, and something that could help you grow. You know, you ever look at relationships and you see, and I think you had spoke about this before, you see the woman is looking kind of dowdy. Yeah, she not growing. She not flourishing. You know what I'm saying? Her roots is dead. You understand what I'm saying? And
because the man is not feeding.
He's not,
he's draining her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you do see that, and I've seen that in people that's
I
been
had
married
too. I didn't know it.
and the person looks the same when they got married 20, 30 years ago. They look the same, then they look beat down because he's draining. And as a man in the marriage, in the relationship, like we have the power to grow it, to blossom it, to keep, you know what I mean, feeding that. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that because they're emotionally draining, and it's a put down because he wants to shine. You know what I'm saying? And that's a narcissistic situation and a narcissistic individual, and that's not a friend.
Right.
Because I want you to look the best of the best because you are part of me. Why would I want you to be at the top? You know what I'm saying? I'm a man. I ain't got to be. I'm not. You know. I'm not. I ain't got to have a peacock on feathers on me. But as spouse and as a man, you should want your spouse as your wife to look the best, be the best. And if she evolves in her style, head look, whatever, you should compliment that. You should push that and make her feel, because I don't want to veer off, but in the masculinity, that each person should be comfortable in their skin. Meaning I don't have to drain you or put you down for me to feel good. Because I know who I am.
Yeah.
Right. And you settled and know who you are.
Yeah.
I think in a lot of relationships, people get together just for convenience and they don't know who they are. So what happens is they're draining and they're pulling because they're not settled in themselves. And then all of a sudden the past comes up and now he can't deal because something popped up in the past and that he saw in the individual and is hurting him and he got to go off crying somewhere. That's not a put down. I'm sorry. But y'all understand what I'm saying, right? And he can't, because he hasn't settled or been healed from that past pain.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? And so when he comes and they get married, they got married because of convenience, because I want a wife. And that's the thing you're supposed to do. And we looking at the title of marriage, or the, what do they call, like the institution of marriage, and make it an institution. So that's my wife. Because I hear a lot of guys say, that's my wife. Well, your wife has a name. She's an individual. What's her name? You know what I'm saying? She is a person. She is an individual. She's a human being. The wife comes because y'all married and is husband and wife. But she's just not we always got to put titles. No, you're Robin. Right? And so that's who you are. But they don't see that because of their own pain and hurt. Like I said, I don't want to veer off, and I said I was gonna do a lot of talking. But real quick, right? And men are and I'm gonna say this on the line, man, y'all make disagree. Men are dumb, right? We're sort of slow in a lot of ways. We're dumb, no doubt. Men be the most ignorant, dumbest, cavemanish, blah 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 blah. We can say the dumbest stuff out of our mouth to women, put them down, say something derogatory, and crush them because of our ignorance and our stupidity, right? So as a man comes into a relationship, a man needs to be settled and complete. That's why the word says a man left his mother and father and cling to his wife. He had to stay right there to be reared up so he can be able to be a husband, right? This thing has all been twisted. Like you notice in the Bible, Jesus taught disciples and they were all men. He didn't teach women. He taught men to line the men up. Now they can go and teach their spouses, be partners in their spouses, and they can teach, not govern over, not control, but to teach and nourish, because we are liner uppers. You are the feminine one. You have everything else. That's why we dumb. We just like this. Boom. We are direct. We get things in order. We make things straight. When you are having a situation, we're not going to do that. Let's pull that together.
Yeah.
We're going to line things up.
Yeah.
But you are the blossom, you the flower, you all of that, all the colors, all the beautiful artistry that you see with the femininity. You are art. You are you're the fashion, you the colors. You guys are the colors. You guys are everything else. You can take ingredients and make three ingredients, make a whole meal. That's what you do, and that's what God has created you to do. Us as men, we are supposed to line it, the structure in the house. If you notice, even in families, when the man in the household is wilding and he's not in his rightful place, the house is in chaos. Right? When the man gets in line, I don't care what the woman does, the man will line the house up when he's in his rightful place. You understand? Because he is the foundation of the house.
Wow.
Right? So if he's stable, the house is stable. But if he's unstable, then the house is
Mm.
unstable, and then the woman has to take on the ability of the man and pull out her masculinity, which is not part of you. You don't have that. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to pull something that's not really your gift, who you are, right?
Yeah,
You're just supposed to blossom.
Mm.
You're supposed to flourish. Man, we talk about peacock. You supposed to be
Mhm.
shining. You understand? And that's because we are so out of pocket. As men supposed to come together, not just to gossip, but it's supposed to be a man to teach.
Mm.
God is to teach us.
Mm.
That's why we're supposed to sit with him constantly. We are the ones that's supposed to sit with God and talk to God.
Mm.
Not a lady or female, you go in there and get God so you can get the house together. No, it's my duty as in the marriage and Marcus' duty in the marriage, because that's what we are supposed to do. God has set it up in that order.
Mm.
We are out of order, right? So that's why you got these today men touching with femininity. Now, I'm not talking about sexuality. I'm talking about they so emotional. They can't pull themselves together. They doing this because they're hurting pain because they haven't lined themselves up with the Most High. Once men, you line yourself up with the true leader, the true teacher, then now we can come in into this relationship, into this marriage, and it be, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It'll be right in line. And it won't go into women do this. It won't go into the stereotypical when ignorant men say, well, this is what women do. This is what men, this is what they do. Da, 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 da. Because you won't say that ignorant stuff out your mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you respect, you'll love, because
Mm-hmm.
men bring love. And people we got this thing all twisted. I know I said I wasn't gonna talk.
No, you teaching
Because we don't need love. I don't need love from you.
Right.
Because I am love. Because I'm taught from my daddy about love, what love is, and I bring it in here.
Ooh,
Men are actually the softer of the group, but yet the most supposed to be the foundation. We soft. You understand what I don't know? It's kind of confusing, but yeah, we soft. The society has put this so-called masculinity as being barbaric, but that's not it. It's so powerful.
That is powerful.
Our God loves us.
Excuse me.
Right? God loves us with no condition, like conditioning. God loves us. He not worried about your past. God loves us even if we wild back in the day. He still loves us.
Wow.
That's what man's supposed to do. Men, I'm loving you regardless of the past.
Right.
I'm not worried about the past. I want you right now. You understand? That's the way the flow works, but it's gotten out of order because of what the world has done. And I think I talked about it a little bit on Sunday. The world wants to twist us and get us away from the rightful order of God. That's all the adversary wants to do. And it's the Bible says kills and destroy. Yes, that is destroying, that is stealing when it gets your mind off of the path of the Heavenly Father, right? And so as men, we have been taught we got to be barbaric, we got to be so hard, we got to be so angry because we haven't healed. And when we talk to one another in a teaching form, it's always, I get disturbed because you stop, talk direct and stop giving me the soft talk. You understand what I'm saying? Talk direct. Let's teach and let's get to it and let's heal that. Stop talking about what happened in the past. I'm talking about what that last person hurt you. Okay, they hurt you. All right, let it be. Let's move on. Y'all get what I'm saying? I know that sounds, that's right, you're hard. People deal with stuff differently. But who you are, if you're going to stand up and be who you say you're going to be and serve God, let that mess go. Because that's all you doing is keep holding it, and all the adversary keeps throwing stuff in your face and you keep going backwards and backwards. But you're always blaming someone. Take accountability for yourself. Yeah, I flubbed. I messed up. But in that process of so-called messing up, I learned from it. I gained so much wisdom. I gained so much knowledge in it. And what do we grow? We grow from our past. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going back to the past killing myself. No, I learned from that.
That's good. And I wanted to say something and even ask Najee, because when you mentioned about you guys love and you love regardless, just like God loves us regardless of our past. Like, I know for me, Najee, like my past was real crazy, right? But since when I got with Rob, like I mean, literally erases my past, all of those, you know what I'm saying, all that hurt and that pain and stuff like that. My best friend here, you know what I'm saying, he literally has erased it. You know, we building stuff together, so you know I don't have time to look back and replay foolishness. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even have time for it. And so do you notice, like, and I know, I mean, you know, we remember stuff that happened, but do you notice in this current relationship that you're in, how your past is getting further away from you? Do you notice?
Yes. I was just being funny when I said no. Yes, I do, and I can say it now more than before.
Yeah.
Like at first, I used to play it back in my head a lot about what I did wrong, and I would beat myself up and always mention that it's my fault and always take the blame for everything. But it was always me and another person. It wasn't just me. And then when being with Marcus, it was more like, well, you didn't do that, and it's okay not to um, dump on yourself or say sorry all the time because you have nothing to be sorry about. So I had to learn to stop apologizing about everything, and now I'm learning that um, like I'm not that past relationship, and I actually feel better that I don't have to look back on it, and it's also more quiet. Like before, it was like chaotic with other people and all this like noise, and then now with him, it's just like shh, that's it. Like I don't
That's
have to
it.
think about all that. I can, like Rob said, I can be myself. I can wear my hair like this. I don't have to be judged and say women not supposed to wear their hair like that. I can wear the clothes that I feel comfortable with. Even me going to the gym today, he said to me this morning, like I'm proud of you for, continuing to push yourself. I didn't have that back then, but I have it now, and I don't have to keep bringing up the fact of what I didn't have back then. I was just
Right.
giving, but I don't have to keep
Mhm.
on saying it no more because I have it now, and that's literally okay. I don't have to no longer look back and break my neck to see what happened back then. I'm here and going forward, and what it is right now is I'm happy, I'm safe, and I can be free in whatever I'm doing with him.
Oh man, that's so powerful. Yes. And that's, I mean, that's the part, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even think about it. I mean, I brought it up on this conversation, but there's been many things, you know, like my daughter will you know, you get, that's the thing about kids. They they try to get you, right? They bring stuff up. I'm like, what? I don't remember that. But you just acting funny. No, I'm not. Like, God placed this man in my life unbeknownst to me, whatever the word is. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see it coming. I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't asking for it. I was in dealing with Robin when I met him. You understand? Like it had nothing to do in trying to get these kids together, you know. And so it's just been real crazy. I even had a girlfriend was like, girl, God really did that for you. He done made you he done erased your mind like crazy. Like God did that. And I'm like, he really did. Because I really do not recall stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and the longer and the closer that we got, and the more that I got into him and he got into me, I think that was the main part. He got into me. It erases all of that. That's the love, like I didn't even process that until you just said it for real. It's the love that erased all of that mess. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then you saying like you can be safe, like safe. You know what I mean? Like that is such a big word. I mean, we use it very loosely. But being safe, that's, you can be safe right there. That's so powerful. That's so powerful. And the longer you're together and you growing and you guys are learning each other and just maintaining you guys, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else. Ain't nobody else in it. You understand what I'm saying? Now, mamas, sisters, aunties, uncles, nobody is in that thing. And the long, you know, and God is in it. Oh my gosh, that thing will disappear on you, Najee. You understand what I'm saying? And then meanwhile, we disappearing, they'll pass. We erasing all the craziness in theirs as well. But I mean that's deep, like the love
Yeah, I know.
erase. Mm-hmm.
I know when we first started dating, right, in our friendship phase, and a lot of stuff I was seeing, and I was like, God, like, this is, hold up now, God, you know, and then you're putting me in a position, oh God, that I don't know what's happening. I'm getting hit from every side. I don't know what's happening, oh God. And he told me what was happening. He gave me a detail of a small piece. And I got a bigger picture from that small piece. That's what, like Pastor said, like Rob said, when you sit with God, you allow him to pour into you. He was downloading so much to me. He was allowing me to line up myself, to position myself as her husband. And I remember before I asked her to marry me, I was in prayer. I said, God, allow me to love her so much that the taste of her ex's name is completely wiped from her mouth. I didn't want it there no more, because that's where the pain was. I said, God, this got to go. It has to go, because the beauty that's here ain't that's there. You know, all that blemish was there, and I'm like, no, we gotta. I don't want to chisel away. You gotta be gone. I said, God, you need to do this for me now, because the person I see here is bigger than that she's going through, that's coming off there. And I remember we prayed for the first time together, and I prayed, and God said, shut up, let her pray. I said, but God, he said, no, you let her pray now. Now, me and God, we got this thing to go back and forth sometimes. It's not a good thing to do, but because I want an understanding of why he wants me to do certain things sometimes. And if I'm supposed to lead this relationship here, why am I not praying right now? I'm already in posture to pray. I've already started this prayer off. Let me finish praying. I'm forced in here. God said, no, you've done your job, and it's her turn. And as she started to pray, I started to see the shed is happening. And I sat back, and she had went home, and I cried. And I said, God, now allow me to marry her. That stuff can come. It can. I was finna fight.
I know that's right.
I was like, babe, where he at? We finna go. You know, that's how intense it was for me in that moment there.
Wow.
My flesh was like, hold up now. But the God was like, just be patient and breathe through it. Keep praying about it. You know, but like I said, the safety of it all. You know, she allowed me to shed that fear too. Like you saying, we've been together
almost
7 years, something like that. We got together 2017. The math ain't my math ain't really supposed to be, but we've been so long that like I said, we've created this zone here where it's okay. Now you have me, right? The other stuff is shedded off. Family trauma's gone. We're breaking generational curses here. It stops here. Right? It doesn't transcend this bloodline here. Because I almost cussed. I was born if it transcends to my children.
Right. Amen.
It can't do that, because we've been through enough already by ourselves here.
Correct. Right. I get that.
I think y'all more if it pours into them. Even stuff that we went through getting to here. The prayer that took the time in, it wasn't just we're gonna fight and walk away. We're gonna fight, walk away, come back, figure out why we're fighting here. Right? How do we resolve this here without it being pushed under the rug or put in this file cabinet here like to be pulled out later? No, it can't happen, because this is my best friend. I can't fight my best friend. That's just foolish.
That's stupid,
right? It's stupid, yeah. I'm already dumb. Right?
We are.
I'm stupid and dumb. That's just ridiculous. That's too much to maintain that there. So it's the blessing is that God allowed me to be her husband. He allowed her to be my wife. I know that sounds so weird. Like, y'all married, that's what title is. Like I said, titles are titles, right? This is my wife. Biblically, my wife, right? I believe that God said, Marcus, I created her for you.
Yes. Amen.
Yeah.
That's what I stand on. The rest was the rest. The rest got me to here.
Mhm.
right? The rest got us here.
Mhm.
The journeys, right? I'm sorry, we not to be talking that much,
Mhm.
Good.
you know. And we sit back on it now. We come in 4 years in November.
Mm.
To know what we went through, like you said, dealing with the past traumas and getting to know each other every day is
Mhm.
something new. Like when I met her, she had a little bit of hair, right? It's funny, right? No, because she had like the wave. She had a wave with the big part design on her head. But she was like, I'm cutting my hair. And I was like, huh? I was like, it's already cut. She said, no, I'm going Michael Jordan bald. That's what she said. I'm going Michael Jordan bald. And I was like, fuck. Like, huh? We went to the barbershop. We go to the same barber. That's love there. That's
Right.
love. And I was like, you know what? You do you. And I'm with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
The barber looks at me. I'm like, this is her hair. Cut her hair. She want to cut it off.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
It doesn't define her. Not
That's
one.
right.
Mm-hmm.
The gauges don't define her. It
That's
doesn't
right.
at all. Like I said,
That's
this
right.
my wife. This is Najee. She
That's
has
right.
a full name. She has a home social security number.
Right,
Right.
right, right,
Right.
right.
Right. She official.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh my God. So powerful.
it is, and it's so true, and it's so cool. That's the cool thing about it, and is I don't think people look at. A lot of people want to be married to say, I got a wife, I got a husband, and this is what my husband gonna do. He gonna take me shopping, he gonna take me here, he gonna do this, and my wife is gonna do her wifely duties, da 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 da.
Mhm.
But nobody looks at the individual and really want a relationship.
Mhm.
Nobody wants to share their whole area,
Nope.
right?
Oh, that's
Nobody
good.
wants to
Nope.
have the sharing of of stuff,
Yep.
even tangible stuff, right?
Yep.
I don't want to share I don't want to share this. I don't want to share this.
Yep.
But you don't want to be married.
Mhm.
You don't want to be in a relationship.
Mhm.
You don't want to
Mhm.
share your area. You want them. When I feel like you around me, then you can come around. But I don't know. That doesn't even work in a friendship. Like that's not going to work at all because you, first of all, you're selfish. You know what I'm saying? You're being inconsiderate, and you don't love the person. You just want them for your convenience.
Yeah.
But you could care less about that other person's feelings.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So people say they want a lot.
So don't get married.
Right. If you don't want to have a
All
relationship,
that, right.
and if you don't want your spouse or your partner to be your best friend, if you want the one outside to be your closest, and you share your intimate details with, then stay right there. Don't convolute somebody else's life, assuming like, oh, we're gonna be together, but you're really not together because you're not mentally in it. You know what I mean? You may want the physical situation because everybody wants the physical situation, right? Because that's really I want to get that because I've got to get them urges off. Right. I got to get that stuff off me. So I want the physical.
And you want it when you go out too.
Yeah, to look.
You have
the
somebody.
picture,
Yeah.
the Instagram picture, the Facebook picture, the TikTok picture. I want that in a frame so others can think.
Right.
But I actually don't want it authentic.
That's it.
I just want it for convenience. And that's a lie. So if you're doing that with an individual, then what you doing with God? You're doing the same thing with God. You just want God for your convenience. You just want God for when you feel as though, God, come on, help me now.
Hey, you just flipped it.
But other than that, go over here. Because when my urges kick in, I'm going over here and I'm gonna do my thing. Because I can't fight it all. I'm gonna do my thing to make me feel good. Okay, God, come on back now. I want to love. I want you to take care of me. I want you to get me out the situation. Now I want you to do the work for me because I done put myself back in the hole and I keep going this perpetual loop of lunacy. So I don't want a true relationship. I just want convenience to make me feel good. So that means you don't have a true relationship with God. Y'all may disagree with me.
No.
Some may disagree.
No, I ain't look at it like that, but that's very true.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because how you going to have a relationship, but you don't want to be authentic? And people do that with God. You act like God can't see you.
Right.
I only want God when I'm getting ready to buy a big ticket item. I only want him when I want something and to heal me and make me feel better. Meanwhile, when you went and did the urges that you wanted to fulfill your flesh, did you consult God at that time? Did we ask God, like, God, I'm gonna go out here and get ripped and I'm gonna tear something up tonight? You gonna help me? We gonna, you gonna be with me
Oh,
when I go here because I'm gonna wild out tonight.
Right.
You gonna help me?
You with me?
You with me? You gonna give me the power? 'Cause I need your power to come out and help me because I'm wilding tonight. It's turn up time, and I don't know what I'm about to get into. I done did my little thing, and I'm about to meet somebody, and I'm about to tear it up.
Right.
God, come on with me.
Right.
No, we want God after the wildness has happened, and now that we've been crushed, and now that our whole situation is getting torn up, now we're going, God, please get me out of this situation. And that's human. That's human, right? Get me out of this situation. Don't ever let me get. If you get me out of this, God, don't let this happen. Then now we want to go crying because we don't want to be authentic and we don't want to line ourselves up.
Oh, man.
And that's the same thing with marriage. That's why at times marriages don't work because we did it because we felt good at the time. He or she looked like this. He or she had a certain bunch of zeros in their bank account. He or she had a title. He or she had a certain title, career, or whatever, a profession, and I liked the profession, but I really don't like the person. I like the picture that is painted around them.
Yeah. And
I just want to sit in that frame and be next to him.
Yeah.
So that's a facade. I just want to hang it on the wall so it can look like something, but I really don't want to be here. You understand what I'm saying? That's the same we do to God. We want all the blessings, but we don't want to do no work. We don't want to line ourselves up. We want God to give us a gazillion whatever stuff we want, but we don't want to sit down and be able to discipline and line ourselves up. That's a mess.
That's a mess.
Like I said something to myself. That was a lot, wasn't it? That was good. Not to pat myself on, but we don't do that with God. That's something.
Good. I'm like, oh my
and
goodness,
then the point,
yeah.
What's so interesting is, and then we never content with God. Like we never please. We always want more. We always say, and I heard this speaker say this, which is so true. Like we want God to bless us with the money, right? Okay, he has given us money. We got money in our bank account. He has given you the wisdom and knowledge to take that money to make more money. He has given you that wisdom and knowledge to take that what he has given you to multiply it and make it more. But we don't see it in that manner. We see it as we just want more. But how we got more? You ain't even learned or used the little bit that you had, or so-called little bit. It's enough right now because you're living and surviving, right? You just want more. What's gonna happen with that if this ain't lined up? You just gonna throw that away. But then when it comes back, I want more. God, you got to bless me with more. He has given it to us. We just don't want to sit down and line up and do it. You know what I mean? Just like we want to lose weight, but we don't want to go through the process of disciplining what we put in our mouths and going to the gym, right? That's everybody. But now you can get it quick, fast. You get a shot because I don't have to do the work. I don't have to change my mind. I don't have to get a discipline in myself and line myself out for long term. I just want something real quick. 30 days. I can lose 75 pounds 30 days.
I'm in it.
Let's do it.
Right.
I ain't got to do no work. Where I sign up at. I'll spend $1,000 for that. But then you say, God bless me with the money, but I'm gonna spend $1,000 because I don't want to change this. I want the world to change. Just give me something, a facade. Give me a fugazi. Give me something artificial. Then that'll make me feel good. Because then I ain't gotta do no work in here. I ain't gotta do nothing. That's gonna do the work for me. We have allowed the world to take that's what see what the enemy doing. So he come in. Okay, I don't want to go nowhere else. I'm sorry. But we don't want to be authentic and true. You have to be in a relationship, family. You have to be authentic. You got to be true. Najee knows herself. Marcus knows himself. I've been knowing Marcus and meeting him and being around him through his different levels in his life, and he's comfortable in his skin.
Yes.
And he got to a point where he don't give two bleep bleeps what you think about him, what you say about him, because he's sure-footed and rooted in who he is as a man, as a young man, as this powerful man with his wisdom. So I don't care what you say about me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm comfortable in this. God has brought him a beautiful, beautiful wife,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful companion, beautiful friend.
Mm-hmm.
And now that's it. They have intertwined together.
Mm-hmm.
So you see the difference in her. We're just speaking because we
So
know
we
her.
know, right?
And we're first seen her and look at the blossom.
Yes.
She was beautiful then,
Yeah.
right? Seen the beauty.
Mm-hmm.
But now she is like,
Yeah.
I remember at one time Najee didn't talk.
Right.
She wouldn't have never talked on the screen.
Nah, is you great?
But look what God has done
Yes.
through my brother, and they met.
Amen.
That's the powerful thing in it. We don't just like when y'all met, right? Like when me and Robin met. I'm gonna speak for us.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't put on a facade.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Robin ain't put on a facade. People say, we got to put on a face. You got to put on.
Don't.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I was done with that. Mm-hmm.
Why am I faking to her, but I want to have a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I putting on another person or acting and I want to have I want to get to know you because I want you to know me. You understand? That's when we hide. We do the same thing with God.
Mm-hmm.
We try to put on a holy face. You know how people come, I'm blessed and highly favored. We want to sound holy to think God gonna see that we good. I know we've been on for a minute. Right. But the conversation is good, and I love the conversation.
It's good.
We're gonna end it, but that's what we do with God. We play, and we're not authentic. That's the only way you can have a true friendship and a relationship. Am I right? Right. Is be your authentic self. You got to be authentic.
Right. And if you don't want, I'm gonna talk to the world out here because we married. But no, when you said be authentic with yourself. Because if it's something that you don't want, like Rob was just explaining, if you don't want your time, your space, you know what I'm saying, and the whole of who you are, then you don't want to share that. You got to be one with that. And don't get yourself in a relationship, and then it's going to go to pot on you, because in a relationship, when it's true, authentic love and it's someplace you want to be, all of that, like it's my dependency. You know what I'm saying? Like, they always say, I'm gonna be independent. INDEP, whatever. I don't want to try to spell it and mess it up. But anyway, it's a dependency. Call it what you want. But when people ask me out, I'll be like, oh, can Rob come? And
but it's one flesh.
It is.
Go back to the word.
Yes.
When you get married, you one flesh. Like I said last week, people don't understand that. You are one flesh. No, they like, we're not separate.
It's just for us. And I'm like, yeah, well, nah, I ain't gonna make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I feel funny when he's not with me.
Right. We're one flesh.
You understand? Exactly. I'm like, nah, I need him to be. And if I go, I'm like, I'm gonna run over here. I'm like, all right, y'all. They're like, we just got here. You know what I'm saying? Be one with yourself and know yourself. Yeah. Be authentic and true to yourself. You don't want to share your entire self with someone.
Then don't do it.
Don't do it.
Right. Because you disrupt and you cause something that should have never been.
Don't disrupt other people's life.
Right.
Because of how you feel about you. You know what I'm saying? Be honest.
You got to.
Y'all got some final words for our friends out there?
No.
Come on, Marcus, give us something. I know you got something poetic in there.
No, it's straightforward, like you said. Just be your authentic self and be it unapologetically, right? Like you said, I give two bleeps about what anybody say about me. Keep that same mentality. Don't care who it is, right? You got your friend, like you said. If my best friend ain't coming, I'm asking 5 questions. Why? Why? Why you come? Right? If you see me, you're gonna get her. Like we're one flesh here. Yeah. But if you can't stand on that, don't. Right? Don't put your person in the box, because that box ain't made for them. You don't even fit in that box.
Oh, that's good.
You don't at all. Like you are not designed to fit in any box. It's just that simple. If you think you are, find a box. But I mean, just really find your box, because you can take what you want it. You can put a door in it, build a window, cut a window out for you, put the curtains up, make it your home. But don't expect the person next to you to reside in there with you.
Right.
It's your box,
That's
right?
your box.
Address, your mail come there, your bills come, that's your box. And I'm gonna wait till I'm driving past your box.
Stay in that box by yourself.
Right.
I agree. What'd you say?
Hope it don't rain.
Right. That is so funny. Awesome.
Oh
Thank you,
my God,
family.
so good.
Thank you, Thomases.
Yes, we got it.
Thank you, family. I love this conversation. It's awesome to talk about this relationship, this friendship, even the marriage, because it's so down. It's like downplayed, or it's not. It's always put down constantly. I hear it across social media, online. It's such a struggle, but it's not a struggle.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not a struggle when you live in truth. It's not a struggle.
No.
It's not hard, and it's not a blame game. This one. But I will say, minutes done until we line ourselves up, men stupid, and I'm gonna add that. And we're not. This is not. I ain't talking about women, but I'm talking about men, because I'm a man. I live in this body. I live in this mind. We are done, right? But until we line up with Him, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's when everything flows. You know what I mean? Be creative, we building, but be chaotic at the same time. I swear we are. We have caused a lot of destruction. And that's fact. All right, I'm gonna leave it like that. But thank y'all for joining me, talking about relationships tonight.
Yeah.
I guess next week we'll dive more into the marriage, right?
Yeah.
The positives about the marriage, because we ain't got no cons. Am I right, fam? Ain't no cons. It's all good. It's all good.
But
someone asked
we want
me
to change the narrative of it.
Yes, we do.
marriage.
Someone asked me, and this lady was from Middle East, and we're gonna end it at work. She saw my ring and she said, "How do you enjoy marriage?" I said, "It's awesome. It's cool." She said, "It is, right?"
Mhm.
And they were Middle Eastern, and I said, "Yeah." We was talking about the coolness of it, and she was younger, and how her and her husband got married, where they traveled to. We was talking about traveling and stuff like that. But she said marriage is so cool.
Yeah.
I said, that's right. I agree with you. So awesome. Yes, it is. So thank you, family, for joining. We love you.
Yeah.
Join us next week at the same time.
Yeah.
On the same channels. All
Yeah.
right.
Yes.
We good?
Yep.
All right. Y'all be blessed and have an awesome night.
Right.